Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Entrepreneur, and I want you to take a look at this flyer here. This flyer has the bold headline, Who will Uber kill next? And afterwards it reads, Uber is already screwing you by charging you whatever they want and taking 45 to 55%, sometimes even over 80% before paying the driver. Now they kill people. Ask your driver to show you how much they actually made from the ride. Hashtag delete Uber, hashtag pay driver's fare. And underneath there's an article from azfamily.com about the autonomous vehicle that killed that poor woman yesterday. Now, I've got some very mixed feelings about this flyer. First of all, I think we should make it clear up front that we want to be very careful not to use this tragedy as a way to educate people about the pay difference. They're actually two separate things altogether. You might be able to make the case that a human driver might have been able to prevent this, but there was a human in the car, and until we know more, he didn't stop it, so we just don't know enough, and I think we need to be careful about using the death of this woman to get Uber to pay attention to our fare issues. That said, I have to acknowledge a couple things about this. First of all, if you want Uber to change, something like this is what you need to do. You need to print flyers, you need to hang them up, you need to hand them out, you need to go to the media, you need to bombard Uber on Facebook and Twitter. You just need to get involved. You can't just, stopping driving is definitely step one, but you don't stop driving and then stay home and watch an episode of Game of Thrones or the new season of Jessica Jones. You stop driving and you get active. And while I personally believe this flyer is a little misguided, it definitely overreaches, I would say. This is what we need to do. We do need to, at the very least, get the public involved. And I think a little tweak to this flyer would be that, Uber's driverless cars do kill people. You can't dispute it right now. An Uber driverless car has killed a woman. And I know there was a driver behind the wheel. I know that some people are wondering why didn't the driver do anything? Heck, some people are even asking, why aren't people mad at the driver? Which is a fair question to ask. And I think the reason we're not mad at the driver is because, you know what? Uber wants these cars to replace us. And they think so highly of these driverless cars, they're willing to screw us to make it happen. And the other thing, of course, is that if the car worked, the safety driver wouldn't be needed anyway, and they want to get these cars on the road without the safety driver. Well, the safety driver didn't do anything. This is effectively what the car does when the safety driver isn't involved. It runs people over. So that's why people aren't mad at the driver, because, frankly, the driver's kind of irrelevant. If the cars worked the way they were supposed to, then the woman wouldn't have died anyway. By that token, had the driver taken over, the woman might still be alive, but again, these cars are being sold on the idea that you don't need drivers, so let's see what happens when you don't utilize them. So this is definitely a mixed message, I know. Again, I look at this flyer, I think it's just a little misguided. I appreciate the effort, though, and if anything, this gives me a little bit of hope that, yeah, the drivers are probably serious. They are probably very serious about what has happened recently. They are way more upset with Uber than they have ever been, to the point where they are actually printing out flyers and hanging them up. That is definitely step 2. Step 1, you don't drive. Step 2, you protest like hell. And this proves that they're finally willing to do it. However, I would keep an eye on this channel because I'm going to be talking to fellow drivers and fellow vloggers, and we're going to try to cook up a flyer campaign that might be a little bit more appropriate. I again, I feel a little uneasy bringing the death of this woman into the conversation when it comes to the fare, because what Uber is charging the passenger and taking from the driver does not have anything to do with a woman getting hit by a driverless car and dying. It just doesn't. And I think we need to be careful about that, because we can't play dirty like that. Because if we start playing dirty like that, then the media will pick up that we are willing to use any reason whatsoever to get more money. When the reality is we just want to pay our bills and feed our families, and that's it. So anyway, I'm going to leave that there. What do you folks think? Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy the videos I make, consider becoming a Patreon member for as little as $1 a month. And as always, flame responsibly, and I'll see you on the Daily Ride Share. Have a good one.